He's not going to take any SH, as he says, from anybody. But I think even though he's younger, but he's not young, that Seth Rollins is going to cash in that Money in the Bank on Saturday night's main event.
On a recent Raw, someone was spotted backstage. If you had your eagle eyes going, Bill, you must have, because you spotted somebody backstage.
Yeah, Chad Gable and Penta were brawling backstage, and in the background, as the camera was shaking up and down, I saw Ludwig Kaiser. It looks like he's back. And, Gunther is also on Monday Night Raw. So I'm wondering now how Ludwig Kaiser is going to fit back in with the Raw brand. If he was there, they must have something for him to do at this point.
Well, you would think so, especially if they're going to put him in the background of a camera shot, that something must be planned. But then again, it could be just bad.
Noticed it. I don't, it was very quick. It was like, it was just like a backstage guy. And then I looked at it and it was him.
Teddy, do you even know who Ludwig Kaiser is?
No, I don't.
And I think that's one of the things, Bill, that a lot of people, because they probably didn't notice, because I don't think he's that over yet that people would immediately go, oh, look who was in the background. Somehow you saw it. I had to go back and watch him, like, there he is right there. So I did see him, but I just don't know that he is that big of a character yet in WWE.
They need to feud him somehow with Gunther, or maybe cause Gunther the World Championship, possibly.
Maybe when he's with Goldberg.
He would be the perfect guy to come out with the Gunther and Uso.
And Goldberg?
No, isn't it Gunther and Uso for the rematch?
No.
It's Gunther versus Goldberg.
Goldberg. Okay. Well, I thought that was a match.
Event.
I thought that was a match between him and Jey Uso. That was a return. Okay. All right.
It'll be Saturday night's main event.
Know what you've been smoking
on July 12th, and it will be Gunther against Goldberg. And I still am predicting, even though it's very predictable, that somehow Goldberg is going to win and Seth Rollins is going to cash in and take that championship that night. It's on NBC on Saturday night's main event, and everybody's going to be talking about it. They asked Goldberg, Michael Cole asked him, if you win the belt, is this going to be your final match? And Goldberg never really gave a true answer to that.
Well, if he wins the belt, how can it be his final match?
Well, he can retire the belt.
That wouldn't make any sense. Why would you put all this hype into him, give him all this TV time, bring him back, give him a big win, and then let him retire the belt?
Well, because he wants to retire as champion.
Well, but here's my problem with that. And Teddy and Bill, I even know you're probably the same way. Old school dictates that he doesn't go out carrying that belt with him. That's just not the way you leave. You leave by putting somebody younger over. Why isn't that happening here, Teddy?
Well, I don't know.
That's Seth Rollins.
Like I said, it's like you're saying, it's the old school way. And a lot of times, I hate that you use it in that form, like putting somebody younger over. It's really not, and it shouldn't be that way. I don't care how old the guy is. If the guy can still get cheers from the fans and can get out and get over on TV, then use him. It ain't got nothing to do with his age. So I don't know what direction they're going with it.
I don't think that Goldberg's kind of running his own program here. From talk I've heard from him talking to people and a text conversation that I had with him the night he came back, he's not going to take any SH, as he says, from anybody. But I think even though he's younger, but he's not young, that Seth Rollins is going to cash in that Money in the Bank on Saturday night's main event.
I mean, it'd be an interesting way to do it. I'll agree with that, but I can't see Bill ending with the win and then saying, that's it, I'm done, and just handing the belt back over. That's just
okay. Then it happens the next night on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, okay? I've seen them do that. I've seen them do that too.
Yeah,
true. Rikishi was asked recently if Charlotte Flair is the best women's wrestler ever. Now, Rikishi replied, "There's so many other wrestlers before her time, that can keep up with her, that wasn't built like her as far as pushing her as far as in superstar status. But there's a few of them. There's Miss Jackie, Miss Texas. Can you imagine if Miss Texas was young and in this era right now? The way that she worked Ivory back in the day, right? She, again, these names that I'm throwing out there were kind of never really pushed." So he's kind of debating whether, who is, the best female wrestler of all time. Bill, what did you think?
Well, again, to me, it's generational. He talks about Jackie. He talks about Ivory. They were great in their time. But someone like a Charlotte Flair or a Rhea Ripley or a Tiffy Time, it's a different breed of wrestler. It's a different style. So in my book, you can't make the comparison. As far as Charlotte Flair being the best now, yes, she does it all. She's got it all.
Now, you both, Teddy, you've seen a lot of female wrestlers through your years in wrestling, and you've seen them perform. You could probably make a personal opinion. Who did you think was the best female wrestler you've seen? Doesn't mean this everybody's, but who did you think was the best female wrestler that you have seen in your time in wrestling?
Trish Stratus.
Oh,
Trish Stratus.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah.
And she was a completely different type of animal. She was probably one of the first of the ladies who started really wrestling, not just there for TNA.
And she's one that can step into the ring today, and she's ready.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she stays in incredible shape.
None of you remember Mae Young, huh? Okay.
No, I remember watching Mae Young, but my memories of Mae Young were when she was in WWE, and they kind of used her in a comedy act. Yeah. She was hilarious.
Yeah.
I hired her. She was my lawyer when I had to go to wrestling school.
Yep, because she was selling that Viagra that you were getting for free. I see how that works.
Wow.
And the way I lost the case is that she called the Viagra Niagara.
Right, I remember that.
I drink a bottle of water. I'm saying, what is this? That's not the right one. But I have a bottle of water, which is Niagara. And every time I drink that bottle of Niagara, I think of that story, and I just start cracking up laughing, going, "Oh God."